Hi, this is Peter from SEMPAD, and today I'm going to be talking about which ad extensions you should use with your Google AdWords campaigns. Now, if you're not familiar with them, what ad extensions are is all of this additional information which runs alongside your ad. So you have the basic body copy of your ad, you have the headline here, your display URL, but all of this other information, the phone number, these bullet points here, which are call out extensions, this section here, which is a structured extension. Underneath, we have site link extensions here. These are all additional pieces of information which run alongside your ad, but are actually called ad extensions. So if we dig into the campaign here, and these ad extensions you can set on a campaign level, you can set them on an account level, or on an ad group level if you want. And that will be a different video as to why you choose which level you do. But quite often, if you have well-structured campaigns, if each campaign is focusing on one product or service that you offer, you will want to add them onto a campaign level. But you may find that some ad extensions you want to add on a campaign level, others on an ad group level, and that's completely up to you. You'll need to make that decision. But here we'll click on the ad extensions. We have everything set on a campaign level. And I never want to promote a one-size-fits-all approach to ad campaigns. It simply isn't the case. Everyone is promoting slightly different products. Everyone has a slightly different audience that they are trying to appeal to. And if it were the case that one size fits all at all times, then I would be out of a job. So for that reason, I'd always like to recommend that you customize them. It really will help your performance, and you decide which ones are best for you after testing. That being said, there are some which are standard and are highly recommended to be tested across all different accounts. One of these being the site link extensions. These site link extensions provide links to additional pages within your website. So it allows people to dig a little deeper. They can see a link for exactly what they're looking for if their search differs slightly from the ad copy. And you can draw them in that way to a slightly more relevant page for their query. And that's one that, generally everyone can put that one to use. Then you have callout extensions, which are non-clickable little bullet points, essentially. We have some right here. These are callout extensions. You want to add a little additional information about your product, service, whatever you're promoting. These are also pretty universal. Everyone can make use of these callout extensions. You can mention things that set you apart, like a free trial. Perhaps you have many years of experience, things like that. You only have 25 characters to say it, so it needs to be short and to the point, but it can absolutely be of value. So here we have some callouts. These two I highly recommend. Structured snippets can be very valuable. It allows you to add quite a bit of information, actually. Here we have a structured snippet showing. And this allows you to add a few different types. You'll notice at the start of each structured snippet, there's this little title headline or heading, we'll say. And you can choose from among a few different ones. So this can fit almost all different types of offerings. If you're a service provider for something, you may want to choose, different, perhaps you have a service catalog where you're listing all the different things that you offer. Or you can add neighborhoods where, you may be adding all of the different regions which you cater to. So essentially, you can choose exactly what fits best for your business, or perhaps a couple of them, and test among them. Now the next one here we have is call extensions. If you have a receptionist or you have a sales team or someone who is able to take a call extensions are also quite often a good idea. And the one other thing that I really should have mentioned at the start is that adding ad extensions will help with your ad relevance often and your quality scores within AdWords. So Google does like to see that you've added these. And Google, because of that reason, they will quite often recommend that you add as many of them as possible. But that isn't always what you want to do, simply because when you add in these ad extensions, you are essentially putting yourself in Google's hands. Google gets to choose which ad extensions they want to show. They get to show how many of them they want. If you add in 8 different callout extensions, Google will typically show 2 to 4 of them. So they may show 3 of them, they may show 4 of them. They can choose whichever ones they want. Same goes with these other ones as well. And they may choose to show site link extensions one time and not your callout, and then the next time show your callout and not your site link extensions. So if you find that one of these extensions does not perform very well for you, and thankfully you can do that within this different settings tab in the ad extensions, you can see all of the data for how it performed, then you may just want to consider getting rid of that extension altogether. Because even though it may help your quality score, if you find that you do not have a particularly good click-through rate when it's showing, then that lower click-through rate could hurt your quality score. So they'd either be offsetting, or it may even be more beneficial to you to remove it altogether. So call extension is a must, or it's a great one to have if you are able to do it, especially with the volume of mobile traffic these days. More than 50% of searches are coming from mobile devices, so it makes it very easy to just click on that little call link and instantly speak with someone. Message extensions also cater to the mobile crowd and allow people to send a text message via a little link below the ad. And that's something which takes a little bit more work on the logistics side to have someone who's sitting there answering text messages. You may or may not want to do it, but it's pretty universal as to what type of industries and services would really, be able to put that to use. It can work very well for things which need more of an immediate response. Your plumbers, your potentially even things like moving companies, lawyers, things like that. Location extensions are great for companies with brick and mortar locations. What it allows you to do is to link up to your Google My Business account, and you can then show an address underneath your ads. And that's very nice to have because, if someone's going to try to purchase a product from your store, you want to have the address of your store pop up because it's very possible that that's what they're looking for in the first place. Or if they aren't yet aware of you, you want to show them that you're just around the road, or just around the corner, and a convenient location for them to visit. Affiliate location extensions are really only appropriate for companies which have their product being sold at multiple third-party locations. So, for example, let's say you have an amazing travel bag like Rise Gear. You may have different retailers around, different travel retailers. It may be sold at an airport, and they're all distributing your product, but you want to run Google ads to promote your bag. You can add an affiliate location extension so that when your ad does appear, people can see where they can buy that product at the closest location to themselves. Then we have price extensions, which again is great for retail, and it allows you to add, I'll click into it. If you're not an e-commerce site or you don't do retail, then you most likely do not want to put this to use. But it allows you to add different header, a description for a product, and then you can add a price. And you can point people directly to the page that relates back to that product. So here you can see we have some different services offered. It looks like it's an automotive type place. And that can really make it an easy decision for people. If someone's clicking on your ad, they already know your prices, they know exactly what you offer, and it's most likely a very relevant click for you. So if you are in a priced service industry like this, if you are in a e-commerce retail type store environment, then this can be a great option for you. Now we'll look at app extensions. This one you will want to consider only if you are promoting an app. It allows you to add links below your ad, which can then point to pages within a mobile or a tablet app. So that will be a very specific niche focus, and you will instantly know if that's applicable to you. Review extensions are not exactly what you'd think they'd be. It's not allowing you to just include a testimonial below it. If you try writing, client XYZ says they love it and they'd recommend this to all of their friends. Google will disapprove that. It has to be a recognized, reputable third-party provider. The example I typically like to use, because it's one of the few which I've seen being approved, is the Better Business Bureau, or BBB. If you have an A+ rating on the BBB, you can say that within this extension, say A+ rating, BBB, and it will include a link to the page of your BBB rating. Then we have the automated extensions report. This one, you do not choose what you want to add, or it's essentially automatically generated by Google. They'll go through third-party data sources and other elements, find things which relate back to your service, back to your website and company, and then they can add that automatically below your ads. And Google is always testing, so there's many of these and they will be changing. So just keep a little eye on that tab every now and then. So in essence, just to review quickly, site link extensions, callout extensions, they're typically valuable for everyone. The only reason you wouldn't want to use site link extensions typically is if you have a landing page in use. It's one single page you want to send people to. You don't want to send them to other pages deeper in the site. Structured snippets, again, essentially everyone can make use of that one way or another. There's multiple different categories you can choose. Call extensions, if someone's able to answer the phone, great option for you to have, especially with the amount of mobile traffic these days. Message extensions is a little trickier. If someone does send you a text message, quite often there needs to be a few texts back and forth to establish a bit of a relationship before you get more of their contact information or are able to sign them up as a client. So that's dependent kind of on the sales team or support team that you have there. Location extension is great for brick and mortar. If you're just virtual and on a website, you can disregard this one. Affiliate location extensions, if you are providing a product and it's third-party retailers which are selling it and they have physical locations, then this is a great option for you. Price extension, again, if you're offering a service with a specific price, you have different packages, or you have certain products and you want to promote them on the ads, you can show prices for each, direct people to the appropriate page for them. App extensions, this is only relevant if you are doing an app on mobile or tablet devices. You can point people via a link deeper within your application. Review extensions, essentially everyone can make use of these, but you may not have anything which is an approvable third-party source by Google. That's a little bit tricky to do, but Better Business Bureau is a great example of one you could use. And automated extension reports, this is a good one to keep an eye on every now and then, but again, it's automatically generated by Google, so it's a little beyond your control, but nice to know what's going on. So that is all of your different ad extensions. I hope this has been helpful. And again, I just want to say that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to every single campaign, every niche. You may find that one thing works very well for you, another doesn't. Perhaps site link extensions don't work well for you simply because the pages you're sending them to are not appealing to the searchers, or they aren't very aesthetically pleasing. Then that may not work. But for the next account you work on, they may be a great option. So keep an open mind and test as much as you can, but just make sure you come back into this page, take a look at the stats, see how they're performing for you, and make adjustments based on it. I hope this video has helped. If you're interested in more online advertising tips and tricks, please subscribe or feel free to ask any questions in the comments section. If you happen to manage online ads for an agency or as a freelancer, I strongly recommend you have a look at Sempad.com. It's an ad reporting and optimization platform for Google, Bing, Facebook, and more, with dashboards, bidding algorithms, weekly suggestions, and other tools to make your life easier. Visit Sempad.com for a free trial and start saving time today.